This is my studio, craft room, office, also a guest room, and it is an absolute mess. Total disaster. Things everywhere, no clear organization. I don't feel good when I walk into this space, and we are going to fix it. I want this to be my sanctuary. I want this to be the place that draws me in and gets me excited to create. And there's so much that we can do to bring it closer to that vision. And that is what we are going to be working on today. There are already some things in here that I love. I've already been curating those little touches that make it mine. I love this lamp, thrifted, very cute. I love this triangular letterpress file cabinet, thrifted, very cute. And I love this puppy, rescued, very cute. And of course, I love my archived creative journals. Make sure you subscribe if you too love to journal. So there you have it. That is what I love about my space, but there is a lot that I do not currently love about this space. One is just the mess and clutter. I mean, Exhibit A, look behind me. But beyond that, I really don't like the current layout. I don't like this rug. And I really, really, really don't like how much my desk wobbles. But this is the top of my brand new desk from FlexiSpot. So not only is it going to be super sturdy and not wobble, but it also is a standing desk. So I don't have to spend hours of journaling hunched over my desk. I can actually have good posture and stand. And I'm just so excited about having a standing desk for my creation process and also for work when I'm working from home. It's going to be such a blessing. So we are going to build my desk. Well, first, step one, I'm going to tidy up a bit. I'm going to build my desk, and then we'll see what else we get up to for this studio refresh.
This way.
Ta-da! It is actually a week later. So this entire week, this desk was sitting in the middle of this room. I could not be happier with how it turned out. Not only is it very large and the same size as my previous desk, which also was very big because I like a lot of room to spread out all of my journaling supplies, but also, most importantly, this is the most stable desk ever. Can you tell by me, like, I could jump up and down and this desk would not wobble. I was so excited to get this desk from FlexiSpot, in large part because I knew that they are known for very sturdy desks, like literally zero wobble desk. And of course, what they are most known for is the fact that this is a standing desk and it is so easy to adjust. So we have our little panel down here and all I have to do is hit the button and it rises and I can set it to be at a nice standing desk height. I get back pain so easily because I have a desk job where I'm constantly having to sit at a desk during meetings. So many of my hobbies too, of course, require me to sit at a desk. But now I can stand at the desk and save my back. So this is just huge. It's so great. I'm so grateful to FlexiSpot for letting me try out their desk, for sponsoring this video and inspiring me to just do it already. The setup wasn't intimidating at first, but once I got started, I realized it actually was very straightforward and easy. And even doing like the wiring under the desk was surprisingly easy. So I want to actually bring you under my desk. I wanted to show you how I have my cord management. So FlexiSpot provides everything that you need to manage your cords for the desk so that you can put it up under the desk so it can't be seen, and then have it go along the back and down the leg so you can't even see that the desk is plugged in at all when you are not literally standing under it. And then what I did is I added my own extension cord and attached that to the bottom of the desk. So that way I can plug in my Canva lamp. And then if I'm plugging in my laptop, I can plug it in there, my phone, literally everything can go right there rather than having to get everything to an outlet in the wall. So I feel good about where the desk is at and my desk setup, but there's, I wish, okay, I'll grab the camera to show you. This, however, is what the other side of the room looks like. Oh wait, there's more. Yep, that's what I did to the bed. I put all the stuff that was under the desk and on the desk on the bed. Oh my goodness, are we having heart palpitations yet? It is such a mess. I have so many things like from my mom's craft room, like those are just old scrapbooks. This is all basically things that were piled up from when my dad moved, and I just took some stuff out of his house and this is where it landed. So this room has been not a place that I want to spend any of my time, but we are going to change that, starting with switching out this old dingy rug with this new rug that I have over here. And then the other main thing that I want to do is switch this little white IKEA type bookcase with my brown one that I got from Ben's work. Was like giving away a bunch of bookcases that they no longer wanted, so he brought this one home and I moved it up here to be in my studio. So that was free, which is great. But I really like the color of that and want it to be alongside my desk setup. And that probably will be it for tonight because it's already kind of late. So I put the wooden bookshelf over here and put my lamp back on, which I really like it, on top of my unwinding book, my plant, and my printer. I want to put all of the items that I reach for most often or want to reach for more in my creative process on these shelves so that I can just have them right here by my desk. And I did make a few purchases for the organization of my new look in the studio. And the one I'm most excited about is these Meeden drawers, which I have been eyeing forever. These have been on my wish list for so long. And then finally, with doing this little makeover for my studio, I decided to bite the bullet and actually buy these wooden drawers. So I think they're gonna sit maybe right here on the shelf. I love how well the wood matches. And these are basically art drawers. So they all have this same layout, and the idea is that you can keep your art supplies like your pens and pencils laying flat and horizontal in these drawers. Of course, it also would be good for some like little stickers and die cuts and things like that too. Two other items that I thrifted. I got this little, I don't know, what is this? An envelope mail organizer thing. It is real metal, so I think this cost me $4 at the thrift shop. And I thought this could be nice for like some of my journaling cards. I don't really know, but paper products, mail, it will work for organizing some of my stuff. And then I also thrifted this box, which has a nice clear top, which is one of the reasons I really liked it, because I think that'll make it easy to kind of know what's inside, what kind of stickers I might put in here, maybe like botanicals or something like that. And this cost me $1. So definitely head to your local thrift shop when trying to figure out your organization solutions for your studio. And then I did also get this little 3 clear bin from the dollar store, and I got some of these wire baskets. I might go back and get another in this size from the dollar store as well. So these cost me not $1, but $1.25 because inflation. So I am thinking I could use these potentially to organize my paper for the printer. So I could have these kind of maybe stacked up here for that. And honestly, this is just going to be trial and error and see what works and figure out a layout that feels like it's going to work for me for the time being, at least. My main goal right now is just to get everything that is scattered around the room back on a shelf. It is a brand new day. It is the end of that day. I went to Zumba earlier. It was actually the first time I ever did Zumba, and one, you gotta have grace for yourself because I do love to dance, but yeah, I definitely was struggling to follow along for the first time, but I really want to go back. I had so much fun. That is a tangent, but that is why I am dressed like this and why my hair looks like this, so just ignore. And then I was cleaning the house, and now I finally can get back to cleaning and working on the studio makeover. And if you are seeing dust particles in the air and it looks like a snow globe, it is not your eyes tricking you. I just moved this rug and literally the dust that went up from it, I swear I vacuum, but yeah, it was kind of crazy, especially with the light coming in. But that is okay because we are getting rid of this rug. That is going to be our next step, and I'm so excited because I bought this new rug I got this on Amazon. I am very hopeful that even though it comes packaged like this, that all of the wrinkles are going to find their way out. You can wash it, so they do say that you could throw it in the dryer to help get out the wrinkles. So if I need to, I can do that, but I'll just see if it kind of eases its way out on its own. And I'm so excited about this. Wait until you see it. It literally looks like a watercolor painting, which is why I picked it for the studio, because it looks like art. I also moved my cart with the drawers over here and put my printer, you'll notice, I took it off of the shelf and I put it in this corner so that it's a little bit more hidden. But all that to say, we have made lots of progress. Last night I was up until like midnight. I don't know if you can even see me. I'm down here on the floor, rolling up the carpet. Okay, let's move this and get the new one. Nice hardwood floors that my dad helped us refinish when we moved into the house. So I'm gonna just sweep these up because that is definitely the kind of rug that a lot of stuff just finds its way through, because it was like a woven rug. So, ooh, yeah, don't look at what I'm sweeping up, or my pasty white legs, because your girl needs some vitamin D. There's so much glitter in this dust pile too. I guess that is proof that we're in a studio. I'm so excited. These colors are so perfect. Okay. Ready? Oh my gosh, look how beautiful. Wow. Can you see it? Doesn't it look, ooh, it like echoes. Doesn't it look like a watercolor painting? It looks like a watercolor painting. It is so pretty. I will have it linked. This rug was really inexpensive for the quality. This rug cost, I think, $50 for a 5x7. So this is like the prettiest thing for a craft room or a studio with a watercolor. Also would be really cute in like a little girl's nursery or bedroom. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. Oh, it's so soft. Eee! All right, I officially love this rug. This is the perfect rug for a studio. Can't recommend enough. It's so soft. It's so beautiful. It makes me want to create art, which is the whole point. The whole point is to have a studio that inspires. So, yay, we can check that one off. Lord help me. This is just a reminder that it always gets worse before it gets better. And I am feeling very overwhelmed right now because I just took everything out of that closet, but it will get better and we will make progress and I will feel much better after. So I've been cleaning out the closet and questioning all of my life choices, including even being a memory keeper and saving memories, because I just have so much stuff right now that I'm trying to go through, and I'm definitely feeling a tad overwhelmed. But a lot of what I'm going through isn't even memory keeping stuff, it's just junk that found its way into this room that I now need to get rid of. So I am very focused on that, but I am having some nice reminders of what it's all about. Let me know in the comments if when you are organizing or doing some decluttering, you always have to add in extra time because you know that you are going to get stuck looking at memorabilia and things for an hour. That has happened to me so many times, and I just pulled off the shelf 2 items that I actually kind of forgot that I even made. So it was really nice to pull these off the shelf and be reminded. So this is a book that I made for Ben, my husband, now husband. He wasn't my husband at the time, of all of our email exchanges because we were long distance. He was in Alaska working for the first 2 years of our relationship. And so this is a book of all of our emails. We had to do email correspondence because basically he was on fishing boats as an observer, and so he was constantly moving around, or he was literally in the middle of the ocean. So I couldn't even do snail mail. His phone didn't work a lot of the time because of where he was. So email was our way of corresponding, and it ended up being so nice because as a result, I have literally 2 years of our relationship documented in emails that we sent to each other in this book. So that is very special. And then the other item I found is something I made for him in 2018, or I guess 17 to 18, which says this year's adventures. And it's a little flip book that I made of dates for each month. So there are, I guess, 12 pages in here. Though, I don't know, for some reason it starts in oh, you know what it is? It was an anniversary gift, that's why. So it starts in November because our anniversary before we got married, when we were dating, was in November. So I made it a year of dates from our anniversary date, if that makes sense. That's why it starts in November. So I literally made a year of dates, and I described what the date would be on this page. So November was a coffee date. Let's see. December was a movie date. January, ice skating. And then what I did is after we did each date, I then did some memory keeping for it on the opposite page. So here we are ice skating. So that's what I said we would do. And then when we did it, I made a little journal entry on this side. So I thought this was a really cute gift idea for any journalers out there if you're married or dating, or could also be a sweet idea for like a mother and daughter if you have things you want to do with that person every single month. Basically make them a little book of get-togethers and events and activities that you can do together once a month. And then you leave the other page blank until you do that thing, and then you fill it out for them, or if they're a journaler, you could let them fill it out. But now we have an entire little record of our 12 dates from the year here in the journal. And what's really cool about this is I didn't, of course, know at the time, but 2018 at the end, I wrote 2018 highlight. We got engaged because 2018 is the year that Ben proposed. So anyways, I'm still sifting through all these items. I'm not going to finish tonight. Oh my gosh, you should see the pure disaster that is the rest of this room right now. I just have been piling things all over the place. But it was a nice little break to come across these items, and I thought that I would share them with you. Let me know if you would like to see a whole video on kind of all of the little like gifts and scrapbooks and things that I made for or about our relationship over the years, because I definitely went pretty hard. But yeah, let me know in the comments if that would be interesting, and we will check back in another day, and maybe at that point this will be a teeny bit cleaner. me show you the closet progress. So I moved the one white bookshelf into here for organization. I moved this in here also for organization. And I actually hung, this is meant to wrap around the cart that I have under my desk, but I really don't like the look of it. So I actually hung it on hooks at the back of the closet, and I'm just using it for extra storage and am impressed by how nicely that worked out. And then I do have my ring light. I have a box of like gifts for future use. And then up here, things are just a little bit more organized. So much, much better compared to where we were before. And then down here, I have a bunch of art that I want to hang at some point. I have these beautiful curtain rod, what do you even call these? They're like to hold your curtains back. I bought these years ago and still have not installed them. And I'm not going to get to it in this video either, but there's going to be a part 2 in which we hang up art, we do these finishing touches, so make sure you subscribe. So all of this will be in part 2, as well as some fun painting projects. But in the meantime, I have a solution. All right, so here we are on the day bed, and this is one of the painting projects I want to do in our next video for the studio, and that is going to paint this maybe like a deep green color is what I have in mind, but we shall see. Right now though, as you can see, there is like all of this chipped paint from way back in our old house. We used to have a window above where the daybed was, and so my dog, Jeannie, would always jump up here and scratch at it to look out the window, and that is why all of the paint is chipped here. So I have these furniture touch-up markers, this little set here, and I'm gonna see if I can do an intermediate fix for the time being, just to make it look a little bit nicer. And then eventually, like I said, I want to paint it, and then I also want to paint the side of my bookshelf and do like a fun floral design, so that will be in the next video as well. Well, this definitely is not working. Oh, that's funny. That was not working. Let's try the touch-up fill-in sticks and see if that works. No? Oh, no, 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 no. By the way, these do work. Like, I've used these brown ones before actually on that brown bookshelf, but for some reason the white is not having it. All right, we're gonna try this one. It's a little bit better. Oh, there we go, maybe. There we have it. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is not as blaringly obvious as it was before, so it'll do for now. So this end table is actually one that used to be in our bedroom, but I got new end tables because I wanted something with drawers that we could hide all our stuff in. And I was going to sell these on Marketplace. I may still do that because this is kind of a temporary solution, but in the meantime, I'm going to use it as an end table with the daybed. And I don't love this kind of rustic weathered wood top, so I'm going to cover it with this beautiful tea towel that I got from Patsy Shaw. And we're going to just use it as a little tablecloth for the studio. And then we can just sit a little book on here. My candle light I'm gonna put on here as well. So there's our daybed with our little lamp next to it. And then eventually I would love to do a gallery wall. We're gonna do final setup with the desk and then the reveal. This is the main thing I plan to keep on my desk. This is a piece of wood that my dad refinished for me as like a desk accessory thing. I think he meant for it to be a shelf, but it's a little heavier than I want it to be to hang on our plaster walls. So I think I'm just gonna sit it on the corner of this desk for a little bit of cool interest. And he even drilled little holes here for me to put pens in. I might even add some additional holes at some point. And then it has like a little rest here for my fountain pen. And then his idea was that this hole, which has this little cover to go over it, would be for like a little ink well. He thought of everything. But for now, I think I'm just gonna stick a little candle votive in it. So here is my final desk setup. I have my printer to the side. I've got a little wastebasket and of course my fabulous triangular letterpress file cabinet that I use as pen storage that I got on Marketplace. And then again, my showstopper of a desk. It is so beautiful, but even more importantly, it is so functional. I love that I can so easily put it at standing height. I can move it back down so easily when I'm ready to sit. It is seriously amazing. I can't recommend it enough. That is it. We are finished, at least for the time being. You know, these things are always in progress. As I said, there are more little projects I want to do for this studio space, but this is so much closer. In fact, I would say it's there. It has become my little sanctuary. I have been avoiding this room. I have been not enjoying spending time in here because it was becoming so overwhelming with all of the things I saw that I wanted to do but hadn't. Things weren't organized well, and I now have this creative retreat that I can go to, and that inspires me to get creative. Again, if you are interested at all in getting your own flexi spot desk, no pressure, but if you have been thinking about a standing desk, I do highly recommend Flexi Spot. I had a great experience. So if you're interested, I will have that link down in the description box. And do stay tuned for a part 2 of our studio refresh, and in addition, a look at how I organized everything around my desk. I didn't get super into the weeds in this video, but if you want the type of organization video where I literally walk you through how I've organized every drawer, then you're gonna wanna stay tuned because that video is going to be coming very soon. And I do wanna say, even though I am blessed to have an extra room in my house that I'm able to treat as my office and studio space slash hobby room slash guest room, it obviously is very multi-purpose, but it's still a blessing to have this space. And I definitely appreciate that not everybody has an extra room that they can put their supplies. You may also not have this many supplies, which is also totally okay. In fact, you shouldn't likely have this many supplies. The only reason I do is because I inherited a ton from my mom, who had an entire craft room, and because I obviously do this as a second job, and so I do get some stuff sent to me and also need to create content for all of you. All that to say, work with what you have. I hope that you are able to be inspired if you do have your own little studio or craft room space, but if you just have a desk in your bedroom, Maybe this will inspire you to get creative with that space, or even think about just reorganizing a basket that can be your journaling or craft or hobby basket that you can take with you wherever it is that you do your creating. Take bits and pieces of this. I hope that it's inspiring. If you are new here and really enjoyed getting to see me set up my studio, but are curious what exactly I use this space for and what it is I create, I would highly encourage you to check out this video next to learn more about my creative journaling. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.